Fans, thanks for clicking today's Reddit Rose report. The news for the day is Vince McMahon reportedly showed up to Raw last night, and I know they love it when he walks in. And before Raw Monday started in Hartford, he told the writing team to rewrite the entire show. We love you, Vince. What if the old show would have been as good as last night's Raw, or better? Love to see him. Anyway, bet he got called a lot of names under everybody's breath. Anyway, speaking of Vince, reportedly, on here a few weeks ago, said the eventual plan for the Triple H's concussion storyline was to bring Vince and Stephanie, to try and talk him out of ever wrestling again. Anyway, the angle that happened last night wasn't supposed to happen for several weeks, though. But they may have went ahead because of how worried they are about going up against the NBA playoffs. But if they had watched the NBA playoffs last night, after the first maybe 45 minutes of the show, everybody probably turned off, and because it wasn't a playoff, it was a murder. Intercontinental Champion Wade Barrett, he spoke to Josh Matthews about his run-in with Miz and Fandango last night. Barrett says he doesn't care where it's at. He'll fight Miz Fandango anywhere. Are they putting the face now on Fandango, I wonder? Injured injured world champion Dolph Ziggler, he had a message for the fans on the app last night. He says, talk about wanting to return and wanting to show off for AJ Lee, and told Alberto he will see him soon. And F4W Online reports that the Usos have been slightly repackaged to seem more credible against the feud of the tag team champions Rollins and Reigns of the Shield. Of course, Usos debuted last night with new face paint, if you noticed. He says, big win against PTP, eyes on the prize, Shield. Said, thank you all and fans for your support. Been waiting a long time. Love you, Usos. Daniel, this is an odd couple. BRYAN Knobbs and Bill Goldberg attended the Jim Kelly Celebrity Classic charity golf tournament on Monday. Wonder what they had to talk about. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if you've seen it on the internet, though. Daniel Bryan suffered a nasty cut on his arm after taking a table powerbomb from Ryback on Raw last night. I can't remember whether I'm going to have to look at it again at the show, see if they showed it, but it's from like right here to here. It looks like it's at least a half a foot long. And speaking of Bryan, Chris Jericho had high praise for him at last night's show. Jericho tweeted, he said, I may be the best in the world at what I do, but Daniel Bryan is the best performer in the entire business, and right now, much respect. And Friday's WWE SmackDown scored a 1.85 rating, which is nearly even with the 1.86 from the 24th. SmackDown average awful close to 2.5 million. Kofi Kingston, he had surgery on his elbow last week to remove. I think they mentioned that on Raw or on SmackDown that he had it on Thursday. Anyway, they were removing bone chips, and Dr. Jeffrey Dugas performed the surgery in Alabama. The following a little bit of an excerpt from WWE Update website from Dr. Ann. It says Kofi underwent elbow arthroscopic surgery last week in Birmingham. At the time, it was found to have two large bone chips about the size of marbles in his elbow joint. Those were removed. He's in a sling. He's starting physical therapy and doing very well. Kind of hard to do physical therapy when your arm's in a sling, though. Hey, after last night's Raw went off the air, John Cena recovered, and Ryback put Ryback through a table himself. And then Cena celebrated with his father and Special Olympians who were shown at ringside during the show. Rock's Fast 6 brought in about 35+ million over the weekend. And it's worth noting, old Jack Swagger, he wasn't at Raw last night. Swagger's been away from TV and live events for a few weeks now. He hadn't been admitted into Canada, which I told you about, because for the recent TV tapings because of his legal troubles down here in the States. But no word yet on why he wasn't at Raw last night. But Zeb Coulter cut a promo for the WWE app last night, but like I said, Swagger wasn't there. Maybe he's consulting his attorney, or insulting his attorney. Should be all right with me. And tonight's loaded WWE taping is going to be taking place at Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, Uniondale, New York. World Heavyweight Champion Dolph Ziggler is being advertised for tonight's show. You know, the tapings, but for what it's worth, that local star Zack Ryder is not being advertised, even though where he's from. Hey, confirmed for the main event is main event show is Sheamus taking on Cesaro, and WWE's changed the main event matches 2 weeks in a row, so you never know, that one could change too. And set for SmackDown taping is Curtis Axel taking on Chris Jericho, which I think would be a great match. Plus Miz TV with special guests Randy Orton, Kane, and Daniel Bryan. And WWE is also advertising another mind changer from Damian Sandow for the this week's SmackDown. I wish he would change his mind and wrestle. WWE Studios 12 rounds reloaded with Randy Orton officially hits the stores today. Unofficially, I got it last week. But Linda McMahon is currently in China for Fortune Global Forum. And Linda was not at last night's Raw from her home state in Connecticut, right down the street there in Connecticut. But she wanted to go to China. She'd do anything not to have to go there with her husband and daughter. And taped for the following matches were taped in Hartford to air on this week's Superstars. Tamina Snuka taking on Natalya. Tensai, Brodus Clay taking on Primo and Epico. There's certain people that just can't get to the main Monday night. They keep them on the Wednesday and Thursday and off nights. And not Thursday, but Tuesday, I guess. Oh well. As noted before, WWE's released a new Triple H biography on September 24th of this. Well, they're going to be releasing it. I don't know what I just told you. September 24th this year. The official synopsis says, now if you thought you've seen it all about Triple H, well, it says Triple H continues to build upon his enduring legacy from 13 world champion reigns to COO. Triple H has played multiple roles spanning decades, packed over 3 hours of documentary footage, all new interviews and matches. This compilation profiles Triple H's entire career as well as exclusive role in WWE. So if you buy this one, they have no reason and no footage to ever make another DVD of him anymore. It's gone. It's over. Oh well. WWE is going to be returning to the XL Center, Hartford, Connecticut, on Friday, December 27th for a live event. Tickets are on sale now. The password is WWE Live. We're advertising 2 days after Christmas already. Whoa! Please make a note of it. WWE Hall of Famer Bob Backlund's greeted fans and signing autographs as they entered the XL Center last night at Raw. Earlier in the day, Backlund and Ryback visited the in Connecticut, the Children's Hospital, Connecticut. I guess that's just the name of Connecticut Children's Hospital Medical Center, which Ryback should just scare the crap out of people, and Backlund would just tickle the crap out of people. So. Stephanie McMahon tweeted about her decision to pull Triple H and Curtis Axel match on Raw. He says, I know canceling Triple H's match was unpopular. I'm just trying to do what's best for him, our company, our family, and tears and tears and more tears. Well, before I start crying, I guess I better go. Thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.